Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna be wearing my specs for the video so that I look smart and reliable. I'm Tanima and I'm like a first year at Ashoka University. Now a second year. And I started filling out the application for Ashoka. It was my first application ever and it was my only application in India. I was kind of like intimidating at first and intimidating. I was intimidated at first, and then I like sat down, I figured out the whole process, and then it was fine. So I just thought I would help out a little bit. I thought I would sit down, I would break down the process a little bit from what I can remember and like my own little personal insights from what I think is helpful, because of course I'm not like a applications officer. Is that what the application, I don't know what they're called, application officer, I don't think that's right, that just doesn't sound right, application person. But yeah, let's get started. A little bit about me. I am a psychology major who's also planning to minor in biology. So Ashoka has like 4 admission cycles. So the process happens 4 different times and you can only apply once. First 2 rounds, they put quite an emphasis on your predicted marks instead of your board marks because they start way before boards. And the last 2 are based on your board marks. I applied in the first round and I got in the first round. Sometimes they would like defer your application to consider your board exam. So they wait for that and they only give you a decision when you get your board exam marks. Moving on to the application part itself, it is quite a long application. It's not as long as the common app, but it is still a little bit tedious. Always nice to like start a bit before so that you can like review your essays as well and make sure you've not left anything out, because I know I started my application like 3 days before because I didn't think I would apply in round 1. Don't do that. That's actually not advisable at all. Your academic scores that you put in your application, like they will ask, I think your 9th grade, 10th, 11th and 12th do stand important, but they are not all and everything there is to your application. So your essays, your co-curricular, everything's important. I personally like did mess up my 11th grade quite a bit, but I was heavily involved in my co-scholastic, so saved me. They would also ask for your SAT score if you've given the SAT. I did not give the SAT. I know many people who did not give the SAT either. It's only optional, but you have given it. You have to give the ashoka test anyway. For the personal essays, I would say they are called personal essays for a reason. Be really genuine and authentic in it. Application officers, I still don't know what they're called. So they have read quite a few essays. I think they can tell if you're being authentic or not. Plus they're your essays and they will play a role in your interviews as well. Do not make up stories. That is just not helpful to anybody. Moving on to the assessment. It looked pretty much like any aptitude test. To some extent, it is an aptitude test. So it just looks like an aptitude test, but I think you can look some samples up. The Ashoka's uploaded a few. I'll link those down below, and those are really helpful. I did those and I was pretty much set for the exam. They'll give you an essay prompt in the beginning of the assessment, but the rest of it should be easy. Just like go with your gut. I would just say manage your time well. Moving on to the interview part of it all, you qualify for the interview after the assessment and the application combined. They will assess both of these and qualify you for the interview round. From what I could observe from like my friends' experiences and mine, your interviews can be divided into like 2 types. One is like a little bit technical, the other one's a little bit more personal. I got the personal one, which I was very lucky about. I did want to talk more about my personal aspects of me and my application. Wait, I have to look. I literally like everything open here. Moving on, there are 2 types of interviews. So if you do get a personal one, that's why I'm being so like focused on the fact that make your essays personal and real. They will see you as a real person. Why would you want to go to like a place that doesn't fit you and that is not for you? That's what you're assessing and that's what they're assessing as well, and if this place is right for you. And they are just like a catalyst. The application person, I still do not know what they're called. They're only a catalyst in you getting to know if that is the place for you or not. I would also advise like asking questions. I hope you've done your research on the institution itself. At the end of the interview, the interviewer always asks you if you have any questions. Ask questions. Plus focus on not only what you can do for the university, but what the university can do for you as well, because again, it's like a 2-way relationship. It's symbiotic. Women in STEM, show up to the interview, trust in yourself, know your application and what you've written in it. Just checking my notes. The interviews won't solely be technical or personal. There'll be like an intermix of both, but one will like outweigh. So I would like advise the prospective majors that you've put and the subjects that you're learning. You should know your basics. Of course, you will know it because you're studying like in school. If they ask you something, if you don't know it, don't be like, I don't know. Just like wing it. Like they say something that you don't know and you don't want to say you don't know, because like that's kind of not professional. I used to say I don't know all the time. I either say that like I'm not sure about this, but I will look into it, I would love to know more about this, or like turn it around to something that you do know. So that is some interview advice for you. That's about it. I hope you find this helpful. I literally don't remember the process really well, so if anybody has any questions that jogs up my memory, I will be sure to answer, and I'll ask my friends if I don't know the answer myself. But yeah, you can ask them down below. First of all, this is not like a foolproof like how to get in video. That's not real. I just want to point out that if you get in or if you don't, it's like not a determinant of like you getting in somewhere and you not getting in is like, it should not affect your self-worth. Even if you don't get in, like throw yourself a party for like filling up the application. And yeah, that's about it. You're doing so well. Good luck. Have a nice day. Bye bye.